A lot of times, as most Christians go, you do your serve day here, your serve day there. But very rarely do you hear God calling your name specifically. And I heard him say, Cleveland, I got a job for you. You're in on this one. Started about 3 years ago when I moved into this rental house here in Maitland, and I was told that I have a next door neighbor lady who's elderly. And so about the first week I was in the neighborhood, I went by and knocked on the door, and nobody answered. So the next day I went over and knocked on the door again, and still no answer, but I could hear someone inside, so I didn't want her to think that, some stranger was at her door trying to sell her something. So I basically left my card with a note on it saying, hey, I'm your new next door neighbor, and if there's anything I can do, here's my phone numbers. Don't hesitate to contact me. That probably happened 5-6 times over the course of 3 years. Then one morning I was coming home from the gym, and there was paramedics and fire trucks in front of her house. And, went in and changed to something dry real quickly. By the time I got out there, they were gone. So I had no idea what had happened to my neighbor. I didn't know if she'd passed away, if she was sick. I didn't have a clue. About 3 days later, there's a knock on my door, and it's a sheriff from Seminole County. And he had my business card that I had written and left on Nancy's door. He told me that she was okay. She had had a respiratory issue, had to spend a few days in the hospital, but was going to be in a convalescent center for about 3 to 4 weeks. And she asked him if he could contact me and make sure that I took care of her lawn to make sure it got mowed. She didn't want the house to look like no one was living there. Obviously, I said I'd be more than happy to do that, but that's what opened the door. And I finally got a chance to meet her because I saw her sitting out one day, and she's just the most delightful Christian woman from West Virginia you've ever met in your life. Incredibly articulate, very well read, just bright as can be. And I had never seen the inside of her house yet, but the carport had a lot of cobwebs and things there that I thought, if you're going to sit out here, you're sitting on a hard little swing bench, and I've got some extra chairs in my garage I haven't used in years, and I've got a little rug over there. I can throw that down and make a little sitting area for you, because the breeze comes through the carport real nice. So that's kind of how it started. I just got out, knocked down all the cobwebs, and brought out a rug and 2 chairs. So my girlfriend Rhonda was helping me out a lot. I just had ACL reconstruction, so she was collecting up newspapers that were stacking up in front of Nancy's in her driveway and bringing them up into the garage. And one day, God literally opened the front door to Nancy's house to Rhonda. The only thing she had keeping that door closed was a small piece of cardboard wedged in, because that was one of many things in the house that just didn't function anymore. And this door cracks open, and Rhonda got to look inside, and that's when she came and told me, you have no idea what's next door. We have a real ministry opportunity right in our own neighborhood here. And it was overwhelming. There was nothing that didn't need to be addressed. There wasn't a light bulb that worked, a toilet that worked, an air conditioner that worked. There was flooding from the roof. It was a lot more than any one person could handle.
So one day I get a call from Jeff Cleveland, and he was telling me about his neighbor, and he had mentioned that he was already doing some things to try to help her out, that he had gone in and done some cleaning and things, but he said, I've gotten into a few things that I just don't know how to do. After having the chance to see Nancy's house, we knew that would be a perfect fit for our serve days, to get a group of Northlanders together to kind of rally around her and rally around this project, as well as others that we were doing that day.
Yeah, I tell you, the feeling the first time you see the Northland truck pull up, and a horde of people in blue surf shirts descending on a place with mops and brooms and cleaning supplies and lumber and skill saws, and you name it, they were there with it. And then just the energy and the love flowing from all the people that come out for these serve days. I've been to picnics that weren't that much fun, and here we are up to here, in grime cleaning and tar on the roof, and you name it. It's work, but it is the most pleasurable work I think I've ever experienced.
And it was also great to see everybody interacting with Nancy. She was there the whole time as we came through. And it's funny, everybody kind of took the time to stop and sit and talk with her and find out a little bit more about her and share with her, why they were there and why they chose to do that. And it was just really cool to be able to see that interaction. Every time I see her, there's a bounce in her step. she's just smiling and chipper and alive. And that's something I didn't see the first time I met her.
And it brings you a kind of joy that really you've never known before, to see that kind of progress in somebody's life.
We're not set free just for ourselves. We're actually set free so that we have more to give to others. I think serving others is a great example of that. We serve out of the abundance that God has given us, and because we want to share that with somebody else, and we want to introduce somebody else to that opportunity to have that same freedom.
I just feel so humbled and honored. God had let me be a part of something like that. And it just really, it's made my year. And I look forward to this coming year having a neighbor.